Hello everyone, welcome to Learnzilla. I'm Bhaminishri, your course instructor for group discussion. So in this video, we will talk about one of the GD topics, which is social media good or bad? So in the entire video, we will talk about the positive aspects of social media, the negative aspects of social media, try to conclude. We will also look at how to approach when this topic is provided to you. And let's move on, right? So before we start the discussion of the topic, let me first tell you that you can actually watch this video just as any other video and take perspective, knowledge, and the arguments for and against the topic, or you can do it as an exercise. So when you know what the topic is, take a pause, jot down your points, come up with counter arguments, and while watching the video, you can actually take a pause right when you think that, okay, with this argument, I have this thing to say. So in this way, you will make the most of this video. Well, now when you're provided a topic, what should be your approach? Say now that you know the topic is social media. Is social media good or bad? What should be your approach? So right now, when you know that it's about social media, what you can actually do is think about what are the various forms of social media, so which are LinkedIn, Snapchat, Tumblr, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. When you think about the various forms of social media, you can actually end up thinking what has been the latest news related to these things, or if you have come across an article which has talked about the pros and cons of social media, or something from your real life experience. Say while you were scrolling through the videos on YouTube or Instagram, you came across something which made you feel bad, or maybe at times you felt that your privacy is at risk. So you can actually jot these points down and it can be a very good content for group discussion. So many a times when a GD topic is provided to you, which is something related to your real life experience, you can actually use your real life experience as a matter of content. Right. So now you know how to go about it. Once your points are ready, think about a very good way to start this topic. Like here, you would want to talk about the various forms of social media so that it gives an idea to everybody around and they would also know what to expect, what to talk, and how these points should be related to each other. And this will actually make the group discussion way more interesting, and also it will fetch you extra marks. So now let's talk about social media. Like anything, like any topic which is a real-time topic, it has its own pros, own cons. It's not that it is good or bad. It has both. It has its qualities and the disadvantages associated. It's all about how you bring your arguments. And I'm sure you all have your experiences to back them up. Right. So when we talk about the positives of social media, for the ease of you being able to understand, I have divided the entire arguments into 4 parts: awareness, business, relation, and accessibility. When we talk about awareness, how do you think has social media made you more aware as an individual? Don't you think that the world itself has shrunk so small that distances really do not matter? It's not the distance, it's not the thousands of miles that keep you apart, but just at a click of a button, at just scrolling through the videos, at just opening a message from somebody, you know their real life, you know who they are, you know what they are doing, you know everything about them, and so much more than it was ever possible. The world right now has actually shrunk, and that's a fact. Second point is that with social media, exchange of information and exchange of perspectives and viewpoints has become very much possible. It wasn't this possible, say 2 decades back, 1 decade back, it wasn't possible as such. But right now, say if you would like to talk about your viewpoint on government's action on some topic, some subject related to Jammu Kashmir or the election or re-elections or government's performance, what to expect, what is it that people demand, what is it that you demand from the government, anything that you think is worth sharing, you can do that. In fact, not only that, you can hear leaders talk, you can understand what goes in their mind, you can understand their perspective of life. So there's so much to learn from each other, and social media has actually made that possible. Now let's talk about the other aspect of social media, which is business. Business has flourished multiple folds because of social media. You agree with this or you don't? I'll give you facts. One of the major aspects of business is networking. With social media, and LinkedIn is one of the biggest examples here, your network has enriched so much, which was just not possible and just not the case earlier. It has made it possible. Example is Gary Vee. Right now, if you need him to mentor you, you can just direct message him. DM is what we call it right now. So you can just DM him, and who knows, probably he'll be able to reply you. He will figure out a way to answer you, and he might also agree to be your mentor. Right, so networking has never been so easy, so much possible. While we talked about networking, let me also tell you that with social media, promotion and marketing has flourished so much. In fact, right now, for the small businesses, small enterprises, and for the startups, social media is actually one of the very effective ways to market yourself, to promote yourself. You can talk to influencers around. Say, for example, you have opened your boutique, a fashion boutique somewhere in a very small district of Telangana. You do not have a lot of access to the right target set that you're looking for. What you can actually do is promote your business on social media, Instagram only. If you don't want to use any other channel, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube will suffice. You can just record videos of making of the products, of what your products are, or the testimonial, or just a video shoot around your boutique, and keep uploading it, keep uploading the new designs, and it is bound to flourish. With right content, right timing, it's bound to flourish. That is the power of social media. On similar lines, branding for business and for an individual is also flourished by social media. Let us not forget about the monetary benefits of social media, like creating a very good content on YouTube. How do you think these YouTubers earn? It's via the power of a huge fan following. In fact, fashion influencers, fitness enthusiasts, art lovers, art enthusiasts, all of these people, whoever has, say, 10K to 30K plus followers on Instagram, Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Snapchat, on YouTube, these people tend to get opportunities from other MNCs, startups, and other kinds of enterprises who actually approach them to flaunt their products, to showcase their products, to market their products, to talk about their products, and in this way they earn from it. So social media is not only about interaction, free of cost, it's also about making money out of it and branding yourself, of course. So these were the 4 points about the business-oriented pluses of positives of social media. Now let's talk about relation. Had you ever thought that your mentor who was there in your high school, you will be able to get in touch with this person some 20 years hence? No, right? Social media made this possible. Did you ever think that when you are away from home, you'll actually be able to see the face of your parents? Social media made this possible. Did you ever think that long distance relationship would be possible? Social media made this possible. What do you think it is doing? It has actually made the world smaller than what we thought it was. Well, now let's talk about accessibility. You do not get a lot of time at home, or you have a very strict, very tight schedule, and you get barely 15-20 minutes somewhere around 11 p.m. at night, and you still want to learn a new form of art. What do? You will not be able to go to a teacher, or you will not be able to seek the physical help of a mentor. You can rely on social media for that, and many people practice this. The access to a repertoire of information is possible by social media. Next point is, access to leaders and mentors is possible by social media. It was never the case before. You can right now drop emails, messages, direct messages, voice messages, photos, videos to anybody who you think you want to. You can seek for advice from mentors. Many people who start their businesses seek advices from those who are already flourishing in the field, and social media has made that possible. That's the power of social media. So we have now discussed all the aspects of the positive points of social media, which are I think 10 in number. Now let's talk about the demerits associated. Like we were discussing, it's not that one topic has just positives or just negatives. There are both of them, especially with technology. It has its pluses and minuses. We need to outweigh. We need to figure out what is it that matters the most to us, and then come to a conclusion. So without discussing the demerits of social media, it would be unwise to come to a conclusion. So let's do that now. First and foremost, waste of time. All of us right now, whoever are on social media, we end up wasting so much of our free time and a good chunk of our working time just scrolling through videos, photos of useless things that we might not even want to watch again ever in life. Just for the sake of doing that. We are interested in the lives of others, who is doing what, so much that we end up wasting a major chunk of our free time and working time in that. It's a major reason for the waste of time right now. In fact, many people right now face difficulty sleeping at night. Why? When they go to bed, they end up scrolling through the videos. And that is one of the reasons it's spoiling the health also for a lot of people, especially for the youngsters like us. Well, let me ask you a question. When you see your friends, family, say your neighbors, your ex, your peers, your colleagues, traveling or going to a vacation to a very Instagrammable place, taking Instagrammable pictures, how is your reaction? What do you feel? Do you feel that people elsewhere or everybody around you have better lives than you? In fact, you know what? Everybody feels that. Every individual nowadays feels that others have a better life than me. Why? Because they have been uploading all the happy, or at least the show off kind of happy moments with everybody else. And the negative is kept aside and the positive parts is shown to the world. And what we see is just a happy or a camouflaged picture and nothing more than that. But what we do is comparing our lives with others, and that makes our life miserable. Most of the times we end up being into depression, or we generally have this fear of missing out. Nowadays, it's called FOMO. We feel lonely. We feel left out. We feel that we're not good enough. We feel underconfident. And that's there. Social media has made us feel that way. Since social media is about a virtual reality, a lot of us nowadays have virtual conversations, which can be in the form of video conversation, text messages, Skype, anything around it. But the fact that it's a virtual relation or it's just a virtual conversation, we nowadays have developed a tendency of failing at real relations. Why? Actually, nowadays, the quality of relation is diminishing. Along with shallow expression, poor quality of expression, poor quality of bonding. And this is because nowadays, we are more used to virtual conversations than real face-to-face conversations. It's going to be one of the major threats for mankind in the long run. So while we were discussing about the Instagrammable pictures, Instagrammable videos, Instagrammable places in the world, let me also tell you that when we end up comparing our lives with others, it also makes us feel less confident about yourselves. We nowadays have a fear of poor body, a negative body image. We are underconfident all the time. We feel that, no, I don't look good enough to put my pictures on social media. It happens with a lot of us. Many of us nowadays go through this. Let us now talk about the technological side effects of social media. Privacy. Well, what do you think? With so much of information going out in public, so much of exchange of information, everything about which is related to you, like your details, your date of birth, your parents, where you live, what places you visit, what pictures you take, who you are with, who you talk to, every single information, where you worked, how much you earn, how much on an average you spend, every information is out in public. And with so much information out there, your privacy is at risk. Believe it or not, it is at risk. And not only that, there are companies who buy your data. Well, let me give you an example of privacy breach. You getting random calls from call centers to sell you a product. Where do you think your details have come from? How do you think these people know so much about you that you need LIC or you need medical insurance or you need job? Why do you think these people know that? And how do you think these people know that? It's because the company has bought your data. There are companies out there, there are these bigger fishes out there who buy data so that they know who to target. And yes, a lot is at stake. In fact, social media can be used for heinous acts like cyberbullying, like phishing. You get calls saying that your credit card or debit card has been blocked. These people, how do you think they get your data? It's because they buy your data, right? Account hack, fake account. All of these things leave a very, very strong influence on your psychological behavior, on your mental well-being. Every topic has its pros and cons. Every subject has its pros and cons. But when you're talking about the positives of one thing, it doesn't mean that it is coming free of criticism. It's coming without demerits. There are both things. In fact, with technology, the fact that technology is there to make your life better, you can't deny that. It comes with an additional baggage that if you misuse it, if we misuse it, if anybody misuses it, it's going to be more harmful than beneficial. So that's how we conclude this group discussion, saying that it's an old adage that every coin has two sides, and technology, for that matter, is also not free from criticism when we talk about praising it, right? So now that we have discussed the various positive sides and the negative sides of social media, I think we all know that social media is for making our lives better, for making our lives smoother, but it doesn't come free of cost. There is a lot at stake when we use technology, and we can't deny that. It depends on how judiciously we use technology. So that's all in this video, and hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.